Hi, this is Richard from Keane, and we are on Portal lxjovem.
Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Portugal loves you guys. What's your best recollection of Portugal so far, or of the gigs you've played here?
Actually, I remember the first show we did, which was at, I think it was a place called the Colosseum. And for some reason, and I don't really know why, we hadn't been to Portugal until last year. And it was the first show of a European tour. It was us, and Rufus Wainwright was supporting us. And it was, and we're huge fans of his. And the atmosphere was amazing. I went out and watched Rufus Wainwright from the sound desk, and I could see all the people were really into it. And then when we got on stage, I mean, we were absolutely blown away. It was amazing. And I just remember we all sort of got back in the dressing room afterwards and thought, fucking hell, if the rest of the tour's like this, it's going to be brilliant, you know. And so, but it was definitely one of the highlights of the tour. It was this cool sort of, you know, circular building where everyone, you know, you're sort of completely surrounded by people, and it was absolutely wicked. So yeah, that was great, and my first time in Lisbon as well.
And about the city itself, what do you remember? I don't know if you've had the chance to visit the city this time.
Yeah, well, actually, Tom and I went out for a few drinks last night. Well, it was Tim's birthday recently, and we had a big sort of, a massive piss up, basically. And then Tom and I went out on the town with one of the fellas from Franz Ferdinand and actually a couple of them. And we just walked into this bar, and there was a guy playing a guitar and just chilling out. And yeah, we had a great time. So it was nice to get out and see a bit of the town and just to, you know, chill out.
You've been pretty much going on and on for the past few years. How do you handle the intensive touring?
Well, I think last year we didn't really handle it at all, and in fact we sort of went a bit, you know, mad and, you know, lost sight of what was good and what was bad, and I don't know, but...
You mean touring for the sake of touring, of playing anywhere, you know?
We were just touring to, you know, so intensely and saying yes to everything because, you know, it's exciting and you want to do everything. You want to do every interview. You want to sort of, you know, play at every festival you're offered. And, you know, we did. And, in the end, we just sort of went a bit crazy. So, I don't know, I guess we deal with it by sharing it, you know, amongst the three of us and talking about it and also writing songs about it and also, you know, just by trying to enjoy it. I think that's the most important thing, and that's the thing that we didn't do enough last year, was really take time to enjoy it, like having a night out in Lisbon or whatever, and, you know, really just, you know, having fun as well as, you know, being busy.
Speaking of touring and speaking of busy, I checked your touring schedule, and it seems insane. I mean, like a few dates in lots of dates in Europe, then a few over in the US, and then back to Europe for a few dates, and then Japan for a few dates, and then Europe again in just a few months, like until August or something. That's amazing. Why is this?
It's because we like playing live. I think, you know, we're very proud and excited by the record we've made. So we just want to go and play it, and, you know, it's a crazy life that we have, that we have the chance to go to all these places and play shows, and it's a privilege to be sort of able to do that. So yeah, it is kind of hectic, but, you know, being busy is good, because we had a long time as a band when we weren't busy.
Your new album seems to have a new, bigger sound to Keane, so to speak. It seems fuller and more grandiose, so to speak, in terms of, you know, arrangements and stuff. Which are your main goals with the new music on this album?
I think the most important thing was to capture the sort of intensity and the atmosphere that we wanted on the songs. With Hopes and Fears, we just sort of went into a studio and just played it down, and, you know, it was all written, it was all ready, and we just sort of made sure it was all in tune and all in time, and, you know, just, I don't know, I think that slightly sucks the soul out of it, and I think we were aware with this record that the soul and the atmosphere was much more important, and so that's what we tried to get, and we wanted Tim's, the sounds of Tim's piano and my drums and the way Tom sung to represent the sort of darkness that's in the music, that in the songs that are on the new record, because it is a very sort of, I don't know, it asks a lot of questions. It's a very sort of challenging record, and I don't know, we wanted the music to reflect that, because we're different people. We're 2 years older, and we've seen a bit of the world, and it's a bit of a strange place right now, and a lot of that is reflected in the songs. And when I said about us going crazy on the road, a lot of the songs were written during that time, and we wanted the music and the atmosphere to really represent that.
Did you dig your head in the process of coming up with a follow-up? With the burden of having a hugely successful previous album.
I think Tim felt under a lot of pressure as a songwriter. For a long time, he felt he wasn't really writing anything good, and he didn't have time because we were always touring, and he would have half an hour on the bus, or half an hour in a sound check, but not enough time, and not enough sort of freedom and relaxed time, and so. Yeah, that was a lot of pressure, definitely. But, we wanted to sort of pressurize ourselves as well. We've always wanted to challenge ourselves to be a better band with every sort of recording we make. And, for my drumming to be better, Tim's piano and Tom's vocals, and to really progress, like the great bands do, like Radiohead do, like the Beatles did, starting off as a boy band and ending up like changing the world, actually changing the world, and you just
still changing the world.
Well, precisely. Yeah, we just wanted, we wanted to push ourselves. So I guess that was the real pressure, because I think some people think we were probably just going to make another version of Hopes and Fears, but we could never do that. We could never make an album that sounds exactly like the previous one. It's got to be interesting and challenging for us.